Hello, so I'm going to be talking about abuse in pregnancy, prenatal care plan, physical abuse, domestic violence, sexual abuse, things like that. Can particularly escalate in pregnancy just due to like stress of becoming pregnant if it's not an intended pregnancy, or you know, just because of the stress of the pregnancy. Sometimes people are more likely to delay prenatal care. Physical abuse during pregnancy can cause miscarriage. It can cause second and third trimester bleeding, placental abruption, preterm labor. It can cause neonatal death, perinatal mood disorders like postpartum depression, and there's a plethora of other things. People who are born into abusive families are more likely to be in an abusive relationship, and adolescent mothers are more likely to be in an abusive relationship. Homicide is one of the leading killers of people that are in childbearing age, and 38% of people who are killed by 38% of the homicides are killed by the significant other. So it's important to do regular screenings. Where I work, we typically do kind of like, when we do the general health questionnaire, we will ask if they feel safe in their relationship, if they always feel safe in their relationship. But you kind of have to establish rapport in order to make sure that you're getting truthful, honest answers. Make sure that the birthing person is alone. So maybe if they come with their significant other in the first appointment, or subsequent appointments at some point, make sure you're asking those questions when they feel comfortable and when they're alone. After you've established a little bit of trust, some physical signs of abuse could be dizziness, fainting, chronic pain or fatigue, obesity, GI issues, headaches, and obviously scars, bruises, scratches, anything that matches up with what would be domestic violence or abuse. In these types of situations, trauma-informed care is absolutely essential. So meaning if you need to do some kind of exam on someone, make sure that you're getting consent. If they have to undress or anything like that, make sure that you are giving them something to properly cover themselves, and then making sure that you knock before you enter the room, and always being very compassionate about explaining procedures and explaining what you're going to do, and asking them if they feel comfortable, letting them know that they are in charge, that you can stop. You can say stop, pause, whatever needs to happen during an exam, especially like vaginal exams, things like that that are a little bit more invasive. Definitely need to make sure that you're putting that person in control and that they are able to stop. You take your time, you go slowly, explain everything. There are a lot of resources for these types of situations that are good to have on hand just in case you are put in this situation. If this is someone that's trying to get out of a relationship or whatever, you can put them in contact with WIC. There is Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, the National Association of Child Care Resources and Referral Agency, or NACRA. I've actually used that myself, not for a domestic violence situation, but they assist military families also with child care resources. So I've used that program before. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is the hotline.org. That's the website. And you can just simply text. You don't even have to call. They do have a phone number. It's 1-800-799-SAFE. But you can text START to 88788. And they can help you with all kinds of resources. There are a plethora of information on their website about anything and everything to get you started, and resources. So all of those are really good resources. We actually recently had kind of a situation where we thought that there could be domestic abuse, and my preceptor I felt like this person actually bonded more with me than my preceptor. So I asked my preceptor if I could take her into a room, you know, by herself and kind of ask her gently if there was anything that we needed to know. And I was able to do that. My preceptor gave me the go ahead with that. Didn't do any, like, you know, exams or anything without my preceptor there, but I just took her into a room and was able to talk to her, and I feel like at that point she trusted me, and I was able to ask her if there was any abuse going on or anything like that, and she definitely opened up to me. She claimed that there was no abuse, but her spouse was definitely an alcoholic, and there was some things going on with that. But, you know, she was able to open up to me after I had been with her through many appointments, and we had some things in common, not related to that or, you know, our pregnancy or anything. So I just feel like we were able to bond and connect, and it was a good way to be able to kind of get a feel for what it feels like to be a provider and have these hard conversations, but be able to be tactful and supportive and, you know, get her the help that she needed. But thankfully, I don't think that she actually needed our help, and we actually ended up transferring her, unfortunately, at the very end of her pregnancy. She went overdue. But, you know, just learning how to approach that conversation and feel confident enough to talk to her, because I felt like I had that connection, was a good learning opportunity. So anyways, that's all on abuse in pregnancy.